The question before the Chair is that the motion be agreed to, and I call the member for Braddon.
Thank you, Deputy Chair. I'd like to just talk to the last point of this motion, which is to congratulate the government for delivery of irrigation projects across Australia and bringing to front here in this chamber the Tasmanian experience. And these projects do make a difference to regional Australia. Low-value areas of agricultural land are being transformed through delivery of secure and reliable sources of water. But the self-congratulatory nature of this motion does not match the reality of what has happened in my electorate of Braddon and in my state of Tasmania. Every single irrigation project being delivered or that has been delivered in Tasmania is a Labor project, either delivered by Labor or planned by Labor. These are the same projects that the Deputy Prime Minister likes to take credit for, along with the former Tasmanian Liberal members, the self-styled Three Amigos. It was Labor under the leadership of former Tasmanian Premier Jim Bacon. He launched Tasmania's Water Development Plan in August 2001. This was the first time since the 1980s that a government had recognised the value of Tasmania's water resources. It is not that well known, but beyond the west coast of Tasmania, a large part of the state is in a rain shadow. Hobart is the second driest capital city in Australia, and land in the Midlands and East Coast was principally used for sheep farming. Labor had the vision to develop a water management plan, and the first signature project was the Meander Dam, or as it is now known, the Huntsman Lake in the Northern Midlands. The Meander Dam was completed in November 2007, and the momentum for development of irrigation projects continued under the leadership of Labor Primary Industry Ministers Brian Greene and David Llewellyn and former Labor Premier David Bartlett, who had a bold vision for Tasmania to become a food bowl state for Australia. In 2008, the Tasmanian Irrigation Proprietary Limited was established by the government and merged with what was the former Rivers and Water Supply Commission. And Tasmanian Irrigation's work has continued on from the Water Development Plan of 2001. The aim of Tasmanian Irrigation is to grow wealth in Tasmania by developing and enhancing the productive capacity of the state's agricultural sector. Tasmanian Irrigation develops schemes as public-private partnerships, working with private landholders to establish how much water is wanted, and the cost of building a scheme is shared between the public and private sector. Tasmanian Irrigation progresses the schemes from feasibility assessment through to construction and operational stage. State and federal Labor contributed $220 million for Tranche 1 projects over the years 2010 to 2015. There are now 8 operational schemes in Tasmania. And under construction are the Upper Rigaruma Scheme and the South East Irrigation Schemes Stage 3. In total, Labor's irrigation program represents a public-private commitment of over $310 million. These schemes are changing regional dynamics. In my electorate, Labor's Dial Blythe scheme at South Rihanna, 44 farmers have and continue to grow crops, including pyrethrum and poppies and highly productive dairy operations, which they didn't do before. The Dial Blythe area lacks surety for water, and this scheme resolved that issue. Tranche 2 schemes are located in Scottsdale, Swan Valley, Southern Central Highlands, Circular Head and the North Esk. But when it comes to these schemes, the federal Liberal government's record is nowhere near Labor's. The Deputy Prime Minister was recently in Tasmania praising himself for Labor's Southern Highlands scheme. What the Deputy Prime Minister forgot to tell the Tasmanian community was this project had already been announced and funded by federal Labor in 2013 through the report of an innovation strategy for Tasmania focused on food bowl concept of August 2012. Funding for this scheme and all other Tranche 2 schemes was re-announced by former Prime Minister Abbott in February 2015, and not one agreement was signed until last year. 3 years to sign an agreement to start Tranche 2 of Tasmania's next irrigation schemes. The Circular Head irrigation scheme in my electorate was signed in January this year by the Deputy Prime Minister. Extraordinary. But in a government business enterprise scrutiny in December 2014, the Liberal Minister for Agriculture, Jeremy Rockliff, was very hopeful that in the next 12 months, the federal government will commit their funding for Tranche 2, which is $60 million, which is about $50 million short of delivering these programs.
The member's time has expired.